Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I will be talking about the one thing I would change about the Winx Club series, specifically about Aisha. In the fifth episode of season 3, The Sea of Feel, or Mission to Tide, depending on which version you're watching, Aisha loses her vision when Valtor casts a spell on her. You should already know where I'm going with this, but yes, I would permanently keep Aisha blind. I like the idea of having disability shown in Winx Club, showing that even though things in Aisha's life would change, she still would be the strong fairy that we all know, and it would be a good thing to show for young children. And I already have ideas of how it would play out. The next episode will play out as normal, but the seventh episode, The Company of Light, is when things change. Aisha is supposed to regain her eyesight with her fairy dust, but it does not come back to her fully in this version. Since blindness is a spectrum, I will say that Aisha cannot see things for the most part. Everyone is sad and the girls try to help Aisha do things around campus, but they do things to a point where it's smothering her. This causes Aisha to lash out and hide in the castle. As she tries to calm down, it is here when Aisha starts noticing that she is sensing water vapor around her. Before she can figure out what's going on, the others come and find her and apologize for being too pushy. They promise to follow Aisha's lead in what they will do because she is the one who is blind, not them. Aisha agrees, and as they head back to their dorms, she wonders what she was sensing before the girls came. In the eighth episode, A Disloyal Adversary, things will stay the same for the most part. However, the people outside the Reef Club and the specialists would pity Aisha at the party. The specialists wouldn't know what to say to Aisha at first, but they would start copying what their girlfriends do as a way to learn. When it comes time to fight, Aisha does her best, but with her new blindness, she misses most of her attacks. It starts feeling like a burden until she starts sensing things similar to what happened back in a. After focusing, she managed to hit the dragon and realized that she can use the water vapor around her to know where everyone and everything is. The episode ends as normal, with Stella getting her enchantix and them having to escape Elrakion. While everyone is depressed about what just happened, Aisha gives everyone hope that no matter what Valtor does, he cannot keep them down forever. In the ninth episode, The Heart and the Sword, I can see Bloom writing down a list of accommodations for blindness for Aisha when Bloom returns to Earth. However, Aisha does not get the list until she returns from Andros later on in the episode. Bloom might be heartbroken about what happened in the last episode, but helping Aisha is just as important to her. When Aisha tells the rest of the girls that she's been put in an arranged marriage to a guy named Nabu, she also talks about the reason why her parents did it, besides what is stated in the original series. It is because of her eyesight. Aisha's parents feel like she needs someone to help her at all times. This adds another layer to why Aisha does not want to get married. She just learned of a way that allows her to sense others with her magic, and Bloom gave her a list of accommodations that she can use for her blindness. Aisha is learning how to be independent again, but her parents' wishes challenge it. In the 10th episode, Afia Under Siege, everything is the same for the most part, but during the fight with the mind control witches, Stella stays close to Aisha to support her since Aisha is still learning how to make sense of her environment through the water vapors. However, the big thing I would change in this episode is about Galatea, the princess of Melody. After Musa gets her enchantments for saving her, Musa is not able to get back her wings, making Galatea permanently disabled. This emphasizes that no one can magically make disabilities disappear. I also did this because I wanted to create another Winx Club Reimagined series within this timeline, and she plays a part in it. This episode ends with the witches retreating to Cloud Tower, Farragana disappearing, and Galatea being heartbroken. In the 11th episode, A Trap of Fairies, the changes I'm making don't really affect Aisha until the end. When the Winx are searching for Farragonda, Musa mentioned how Galatea went back to Melody after losing her wings, since she felt like she couldn't become a fairy with Aisha understands the frustration and defeat that Galatea has, but also understands that her disability comes with different struggles than Galatea. The ladies are even more determined to find Farragonda and defeat Valtor because of this. When they go to Cloud Tower, Mother will be more helpful than she was in the original. I can see Mother either gaining her charm X in this episode or already having it. I'm leaning more towards her already having it because if a fairy must overcome a great personal difficulty to gain charm X, then Mother should already have it based on the episode we've seen her in. Everything plays out pretty much like the rest of the original episode. This is until the end of the episode when Nabu is spying on Aisha and the others. She senses someone is watching them. Nabu instantly becomes interested in Aisha because she is not the helpless young lady he was told about. The girls assumed it was just something about towards watching them. So when Aisha stops sensing someone, they leave the area. In the 12th episode, The Black Widow kills, I don't see much changing. So on to the next episode. In the 13th episode, One Last Fluttering of Wings, when Aisha and the others make it to Andros, Aisha's father really does not want her to be there even more than the original because of her condition. Yet Aisha and the others join the fight to save the planet. It is bittersweet for Aisha's father watching his daughter fight. On one hand, he is proud of how strong and full of hope Aisha is, but at the same time, the idea of having his blind daughter fight strong creatures and try to close a portal is terrifying for him. Later, Bloom and Aisha try to close the portal to get out. They are driven by the fact that Graftor has already taken so much from Bloom's planet and Aisha's vision. They are not going to allow him to hurt anyone else. Yet it is not enough, and Tekna has to close the portal like in the original, and unfortunately, in everyone's eyes, she has died. In the 14th episode, Fury, the episode is pretty much the same as the original, but I can see Aisha blaming herself for what happened to Tekna. Even though we, the audience, know there was nothing Aisha could have done, Aisha would think about what would have happened if she hadn't lost her sight. She believes that she could have done something more if she had her. At this point, Aisha hasn't had any what-if thoughts regarding her vision, but this seems to be the perfect time for her to have one. Besides that, the episode plays out normally. There isn't much I can change from the 15th episode, The Island of Dragons, to the 17th episode, In the Snake's Lair. However, I feel like Aisha's ability to see where everyone is around her will be harder for her to use since she is in a cold place, which does change water molecule speed. Now Aisha has to rely on the others and the technology Tector had made for her. In the 18th episode of Valtor's Box, when the girls go to magics, Aisha finds it hard for her to use her new sensing abilities because of the rain. So instead, she mainly uses the device Tector made for her. Tector noticed Nabu first like in the original, but Aisha is extra mad about him following her because she did not sense it. Aisha is so annoyed that she does not notice what she senses from Nabu is the same as what she felt back in the forest from the 11th episode. When she runs away, Aisha thinks about the arranged marriage that her parents put her in. She doesn't try to show it in front of the others, but she is afraid of what type of man her parents picked. She's only told little details about him that doesn't matter to her. You can see one of the girls running after Aisha are like in the original because of her blindness. So let's say that it's Stella. The girls know Aisha is still learning to be independent, but it still isn't a good idea to leave her alone in the city, especially when Valtor is around. Speaking of Valtor, when he and the Trix speak in the form of the clouds, Aisha panics a little because she can't pinpoint where they are other than up. This is another problem that Aisha realized that she has. Episode goes on as normal, but while Aisha does hate Nabu, whom she only knows as Ophelia at this point, for what happened at the museum, like in the original, she feels like he was trying to protect her because he figured out about her blindness, which she doesn't appreciate. She doesn't know Nabu would have tried to protect her regardless of her blindness. In the 19th episode, at the last moment, I can see the biggest change happening around the hover bike. No one lets Aisha ride a bike alone, even though she was really excited to learn how to ride one. She tries to argue with them, but she knows that they're right. So she rides with Musa for the mission. Aisha knows that stopping Stella's father from getting married is a top priority. In the 21st episode, The Red Tower, things get a little tricky because I had to add a character into a scene. In the original, Aisha goes to the supply bay alone to make sure everything's okay, but she wouldn't be able to do that alone in this timeline. I had to pick between letting someone else do this or having someone else go with Aisha. I decided on the second option. Aisha needs to be the one who finds Naboo, so Flora will be the one who comes with her since he has nothing to do plot-wise. When the girls find Naboo, Flora tries to find him with some vines, but he dodges and disappears with his magic. Aisha was able to sense him fine in the original, so with her heightened senses of this timeline, she has an easier time. Instead of grabbing his feet, I can see her doing a hug-style grab, which causes Naboo to make a joke about how she's in love with him. Later, when Aisha accidentally locks herself up with Naboo, I will add I wanted to add to the bonding over the shared interest while looking after a sleeping pair because I think that would be cute. But the rest of the episode will pretty much be the same. In the 22nd episode, The Crystal Labyrinth, I was torn between having Aisha take Musa's place in the labyrinth because I personally don't like how the show kept dangling her dead mother in front of her. Still, I decided to keep the episode as. In the 23rd episode, The Wizard Challenge, I feel like Aisha would have noticed that people were watching them at the club, but wouldn't know that the girls were watching after Naboo. The episode would still play out the same other than that. Skipping to the last episode, episode 25, A New Beginning, I am not changing anything, but instead adding things that will occur after the episode. It stays after the final battle with Valtor. Aisha visits Galatea with Musa and the Bottom Pixies and Jolly. I want to check up on her and tell her that Valtor has been defeated. While Galatea is happy at the news of Valtor's defeat, it's clear that she's still depressed at the loss of her wing. This is where Jolly comes in because she is Galatea's pixie partner. I thought that Jolly would be a good fit because being able to predict the future, good or bad, she is still a happy person. Think of the twins from American Dragon Jake Long as an example, but few. The bond will help Galatea see that while she doesn't have her wings anymore, she is still a fairy and has her whole life ahead of her. When the group leaves, Musa worries if Galatea will ever feel better, which Aisha ensures that with time, Galatea will be better than she was before. And that's all I have for now, but I hope you enjoyed it. And I would like to thank the Winx Club podcast for the idea for the series.